The call came at 2:14 a.m. I knew the truth before I even picked up. My wife's hand slid across my shoulder, soft but practiced, as if she had rehearsed pretending to care. "Don't overreact," she murmured. I said nothing. My son had only been gone 20 minutes. A quick run to the corner store. Energy drinks. A bag of chips. His bedroom lights still glowing. His game frozen mid-round. The hoodie he wore every single day still hanging on the kitchen chair, holding the last bit of his smell. "Sir, we've detained your son," the voice on the line said. "Suspicion of possession and distribution." Distribution. The word hit like a hammer. Too smooth. Too ready. I asked where he was. The cop gave the station address, then paused before adding, like he was reciting a cheap movie line, "Chief Rohr says to tell you, your boy's going away for a long time." I didn't speak. Didn't hang up. Didn't breathe. I looked at my wife. She was already walking off. That alone told me everything. It had begun a month earlier. Rohr showed up at our house with a bottle of scotch, a fake laugh, and a request wrapped in a joke. "Your father's old land," he said. "Perfect location. Sell it to me." I told him no. He just grinned, a smile stretched too wide, too forced, the kind you practice in a mirror, not something real. My wife didn't say a word that night. She poured him another drink. Later, she told me I should think about it. "We don't even use that land," she said. I asked what she really wanted. She stared out the window like she hadn't heard me. 3 weeks later, I found out the store's surveillance footage had suddenly disappeared. 2 eyewitnesses backed out. The public defender told us to take a plea. I stared at my wife through the whole court hearing. She never once looked at me. When she testified against our son, her voice didn't even shake. She said he'd been acting secretive, distant, claimed she found something in his backpack. She held up a photo. The bag in the picture wasn't his. But the jury didn't know that. 12 years. 12 years. And she didn't even flinch. I didn't explode. Rage is messy and dangerous. Instead, I went still. Cold. I started with her phone. She kept a burner hidden under loose bathroom tiles. Amateurs always go old school when they want to feel clever. I read every message. The important ones weren't romantic. They were tactical. "He won't sell unless we pressure him. Are you sure we can't just make him look dirty? His kid is the weak spot. He'll fold once the boy's in processing. You said the judge is yours." "She is." They had everything planned. Timelines, media angles, her fake, concerned act, and Rohr's role as the grieving uncle who conveniently made the arrest. I said nothing. I nodded at dinner like nothing had changed. I kissed her cheek like she was still my wife. I visited my son twice a week. Told him to keep going. He said he'd try. He said he didn't hate her. But I saw in his eyes he was fading. 1 more month and the system would swallow him whole. So I made my move. I called in one favor. My father's old caretaker, Omar. Paranoid. Honest. Extremely careful. He once bugged the entire farmhouse to catch a worker lying. He kept all the recordings, thousands of hours. I asked him to check the days before the arrest. He found everything. Conversations, plans, deals. The moment my wife handed Rohr a key to our garage, the day he planted the bag in my son's car, I put it all together and waited. The appeal hearing was quiet. The judge looked bored. Bought and paid for, I thought. I didn't hire a lawyer. I just walked up with a flash drive. "Your Honor," I said. "1 witness. Audio and video. All time stamped." No one tried to stop me. The courtroom froze as the footage played. Roar laughing while holding the bag. My wife giving him the key. Her messages read out loud, huge on the screen. The color drained from their faces like someone pulled the life out of them. My wife covered her mouth. Roar started yelling about context, editing, revenge. No one moved. Finally, the judge turned, not to me but to him. "What is this?" she asked. He didn't answer. After court, in the parking lot, my wife chased me down. "Please," she whispered. "Not, I'm sorry. Not, it wasn't me." Just that one weak word. I turned to her slowly. "You didn't even hesitate," I said. "You let them take our son because I wouldn't sell you dirt and drywall." Her hands shook. I leaned closer. "My father left me that land because he trusted me to protect it." I looked past her as Roar was handcuffed. "You were the last mistake I'll ever make," she cried. I walked away. They overturned the sentence. My son walked out. He didn't hug me, didn't cry. He just sat in the car and said, "I knew you'd come." I nodded, and we drove home in silence. The house felt colder, cleaner, empty. I kept one photo of her buried in a drawer, not as a memory, as a warning. The land is still ours. I walk it sometimes alone. I'm calm, not because I healed, but because I finally stopped bleeding. Final line. Some things you bury to protect. Some things you bury so you never dig them up again.